Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ken, and today we're going to talk about publishing content. Yeah, I know it's a boring topic and nobody wants to do it, but it is the number one thing that will lead to you building the biggest following. Stay tuned. So the big question is this: how is a tiny percentage of entrepreneurs blow the pack away? What are they doing that we're not? I asked myself that question for 10 years. I was failing forward and getting sick of it. I wanted to build a coaching business, but couldn't make any headway. So I started studying them. I realized that the world's most elite marketers, entrepreneurs, and gurus were all using the same 4-step system. I call it the authority factor. On the show, I'm going to prove to you that the authority factor worked for them and it'll work for you. My name is Ken Dunn. Let's get started. All right, let's talk about publishing today. I want to have this conversation with you, and this is one you got to muscle through. If you're just joining me right now and you caught the name of this topic and you're already rolling your eyes, you have to muscle through this. You got to stick with me on this one because, friends, this is the biggest mistake. This is the biggest struggle that people have, and I want to demystify this for you. What does publishing mean? It means putting content on the internet. Listen, you've decided you wanted to build an online business. In order to build an online business, you need to get people paying attention to you. The way that you do that is by meeting those people where they're at and publishing content on those platforms. So if you're taking what I'm saying seriously at all, if you're going through what I'm telling you, then there's a couple steps that we went through before getting here. The most important step in starting any online business is getting super clear on who you're communicating with. Who's your ideal client, your dream client, and what's the outcome? What's the major outcome you want to create for them? And then the next step you're going to do is you're going to create that client journey. Now, that client journey is where you come up with your content, right? That's what we talked about in the previous shows. So the fact is, you create this client journey and you're going to ask yourself, what are the steps in getting people to where they want to go? And you write those steps out, just generally speaking. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. It doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. This works for every business. Step 1 is helping them to discover how they got to where they are. Step 2 is drawing out a plan for them. Step 3 is changing the way you eat. Step 4 is getting more motion in your world. Step 5 is creating new habits. Step 6 is creating an accountability plan. Step 7, you get the point, right? So you create all those steps, then you go back to each step and you're going to write out every freaking action item that you can possibly think of. Every freaking action item. And what that means, just so I'm helping you to really clearly visualize this today, you choose each step and you say, okay, so if I was the one I just did for you off the fly was somebody who's in a weight loss business. So if I'm on that third step now, which is changing the way you eat, I want to do this without thinking of it. It gets the best data for you. You're going to write out an action item of everything in the world you could possibly think of that fits into that vertical. Changing the food in your kitchen, good carbs versus bad carbs, limiting sugar, drink a gallon of water every day, black coffee, intermittent fasting. It really depends on what your discipline is. Like if you're a vegan coach, you're going to talk about those things, but you got to just write out the bullet points of your list. Now, what does the client journey that I'm talking to you about have to do with getting in the habit of publishing content? Because you already know that you need to publish content. You already know that you should be posting on social media channels. Here's the secret. Once you know who your ideal client is, ask yourself, what are the social media channels that they're on? And you have to be there. You got to create content on those channels. I know exactly what you're saying right now, but Ken, I'm struggling just trying to get in the habit of publishing regularly, because you have to publish every day. So how do you create the habit? So step 1 is you ask yourself, what are the channels that my ideal client is on? So my ideal client, you're all over the place. So I have to publish on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. So I have to publish on all those channels. So is anybody here, I wonder, are you ever overwhelmed? So far you know exactly what I'm telling you to do and you have to do it. Now I want to give you a way that you can publish content that's going to be super freaking easy, that is going to completely demystify this for you, and you're not going to actually have to be posting all the time. You want to hear it? Okay, good. Check this out. So if you do that client journey right, clean it up, put it on a spreadsheet, because what you're going to find is an average coach has between 7 and 10 steps, and an average coach has between 5 and 20 bullet points in each step. So that's the framework for your book that you're going to write. That's the framework for an online course you're going to build, but it's also your framework for content for a full year. Every one of those action items is a week of content. So the next question logically is, okay, Ken, if that's the case, then how do I turn like this one little heading into a week of content? So freaking easy. It's going to blow your mind. Very first thing you want to do. What I like to do is I use video editing software. So I use Camtasia, and I shoot one video a week using Camtasia, this software that records the videos. Now, if you're not good with Camtasia, just do it on Facebook Live. What you can do is do one live video on Facebook, and all you're going to do is talk about that thing. Start off by telling everybody, okay, friends, today we're going to be talking about this thing. And then do a little bit of a background, why you're talking about this thing, why it's important, and then get into the details and tell them everything you know about it. That's it. That's all you have to do. Very simple, right? You're the expert. You can do that. And you do that every day, one video a day. And then once you do that one video, it's really simple. If you do it as a Facebook Live, which if you're just getting started, don't stress yourself out. Just do it as a Facebook Live. Then what you do is you download. Facebook will let you download any video that you put onto Facebook that you do as a live. So you download that video as a live that you did. And then once you've got it downloaded, you're going to use the exact same video on YouTube. The same running length, and you're gonna publish it on YouTube. Now, the next thing you can do, when you get good at this, you can get some really cheap free video software. Like if you have a Mac, iMovie comes with it. I'm sure PCs have the same thing, but you can use iMovie. And there's a couple things you can do there. You can look through your video. You want to find a 15 to 20 second clip of your video that you can use on Instagram. So you go through that and you find a beginning and end that's about 15 seconds long that you say something that's pointful, meaningful about that topic, whatever that thing is for this week. So now that you've got that, you use that video on Instagram, and then what do you do next? Is you go to a software called Temi.com, and you can load your video into Temi, and Temi will transcribe it into words. It's so freaking cool. So now you've got all the words. And once you have all the words, it's really simple. Go through the words, like this is everything you said in that video, right? So you've already created the content, and just pull out 10 to 12, ideally 10. I would do 14, so 7 days. 14 one-liners. And friends, you're going to find them. They're there. You can see them. It's just a single sentence where you make a point. And like they're here and everything. Like I know, here's what I know, friends. I'm laying out an entire roadmap for you. And some of you are going to do it and some of you aren't going to do it. And you're going to get the result based on it. So there you go. There's a one-liner, right, that I'm going to use. When I download this video later and I go to the words, I'm going to find that one line that says some of you are going to do it and some of you aren't going to do it. And you're going to get a result based on what you do. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to find the quotes, and then you use Canva. Canva is another free tool that you can use. And you can find a bunch of free pictures. Use a website called Pixabay. I'm going to put all the links to these different tools in the comments here so you've got them. You can go to Pixabay. You can upload. You can find a whole bunch of pictures that are related to your topic. So if you're a health coach, find health coach pictures. If you're into online coaching, whatever you want, Pixabay has all these pictures and they're free. So you put them in Canva and you can overlay your words on top of it. Now, friends, do yourselves a favor. Go out and get some professional pictures of you done. If you get a chance to go speak in front of others, get pictures done, because eventually what you want to do is use your own pictures and overlay the words. And there's all your social media posting. Now, friends, every platform that you're going to post on, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is, you have to schedule the post. The easiest way to do it is schedule the post. So when I create all those little memes, they're called, the pictures with the words on top of them, I put them into a file and I date them so that they're organized. And then I use Hootsuite. Hootsuite is a very simple tool that you can use for scheduling. And I'm going to put the link to Hootsuite here in the notes as well, so you've got that too. And then you can load the pictures one time in Hootsuite, and you can assign the social media platforms. So you can I run LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, several Facebook pages, several Instagram pages, all from Hootsuite. And it's like $40 a month. So now, friends, I've done it. What I'm doing is, it looks like I'm omnipresent, and it looks like I'm spending hours and hours every single week creating content and publishing content. But I use the tools to automate the process, and I create one single video per week that creates all the other content. So you can be a publishing genius. You can be omnipresent all over the place. You can reach out to your clients, to your ideal clients, using this technique. Here's the best part. If you really want to succeed in building an online business and getting people to pay attention to you, you've got to get in the habit of doing this every day. So now all you have to ask yourself is, when can I find 10 minutes a day to shoot that video? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the podcast. Podcasts are so easy to set up. I use Libsyn to build my podcast. And I take this same video and cut out the words. iMovie, all the softwares let you do that. And I post it as a podcast every week. It's really simple. And I'll put a link to Libsyn in the notes as well. That's my whole publishing world. Publish content every day. Continue to do that. Eventually, over time, you're going to get comfortable with it. So you're not going to be nervous anymore. Once you get comfortable with it, you're going to notice your confidence shows, your voice comes to life. People start paying attention to you, and they want to learn from you. They want to buy from you. It starts to change everything. But it's not going to change anything unless you do it. Hey friends, it's Ken. Thanks for being here with me today. Listen, if you enjoyed the show, make sure you follow it. You know what? I'm going to promise to give you amazing content all the time. You just have to hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, put my content in your life, and I guarantee you're going to save yourself a lot of time and trouble. Hey, and on that topic, if you're following me, you're a coach, a consultant, you're somebody that wants to build an online business, helping other people accomplish something you've already done. And I want to give you the fast track. I've been studying the art of building an online coaching business for 20 years, and I've invested millions of dollars with some of the biggest coaches in the world. And you know what I found? They were all following the exact same system. It's a framework that I call the authority factor. It's a 4-step system that I want to share with you. And if you follow this system, I can't even begin to tell you what the future has in store for you. But I can promise you this one thing: you're going to get paid helping others. So go to authorityfactor.info. I put the information in the notes below. It's an amazing online live workshop that I'm doing right now, and I'm going to show you exactly how to build a coaching business the fastest way possible, with the most revenue, and avoiding the most mistakes.